So time now to move on to our next guest. Delighted to welcome Tom Byrne, who's head of CER for ASOS. Over to you, Tom.
Hi, thank you very much for having me. Yeah, as mentioned, so I'm head of CSR at ASOS, and as way of a brief introduction for those less familiar with us, we are an online fashion retailer for 20-somethings all over the world, and our purpose is to give customers the confidence to be who they want to be, which is it's important for our brand and particularly important for my team. We sell over 850 brands, including our own label fashion brands, and we do have customers all over the world. Last year, we sent 80 million orders to over 200 countries, and we fulfill those orders from fulfillment centres in the UK, in Germany, and the US. And we've recently just announced a second fulfillment centre in the UK to help fuel our domestic and international growth. Next slide, please. In regards to sustainability, this falls under our Fashion with Integrity programme, which has 4 key pillars. Our products, which is all about the products we sell, that we manufacture ourselves, but also that we sell on behalf of third-party brands. Our business, which is all about the operational sustainability of us as a company. Our customers, and this is really making sure that we're living the values of our customers and achieving our brand purpose. And our community, which is all about supporting the communities that support us. I'm going to talk about mainly our business because that's where the topic of air quality and emissions from our deliveries is really focused. Next slide, please. So a key element of the Our Business pillar has been our Carbon 2020 programme. And this has been aimed at reducing primarily carbon emissions from our operations over the last 5 years. I'm happy to say that since 2016, we've reduced operational carbon emissions per order by 30%, which is the equivalent of avoiding 130,000 tonnes of CO2 every single year. Now, what this graph is trying to depict is that the majority of our operational impact in regards to emissions comes with the transportation of goods. So you can see here, 90% in total is linked to transport, and 60% of that total is about delivery and returns emissions. So goods getting to and from our customers. So in regards to how we tackle our environmental issues, the delivery of goods to our consumers is really, really important. And that's been a key focus area for us in how we improve our operational sustainability and how we reduce our emissions. But it's also had some added benefit and shone some light on the issue of air quality, because a number of our activities in regards to managing our emissions and increasing our delivery sustainability obviously has impacts on air quality as well. And air quality and air pollution is probably something that we'll look at in more detail moving forwards as we progress with our decarbonisation plans. Next slide, please. In terms of what we're actually doing then to address the issue of air quality and carbon emissions, well, I think the first thing is to keep working with partners such as DPD, who clearly share our vision and our values, and we have some shared goals in this space. ASOS does not operate its own fleet, so we do rely on our delivery partners all over the world to deliver goods to our customers safely, quickly and efficiently. And so it's very hard for us to achieve our goals without working with partners who can enable that, and DPD are definitely one of those. We're extremely supportive of our delivery partners moving to lower emission vehicles, to zero emission vehicles, and we're pleased to say that all over the world our partners are doing that, and it's something that we're obviously very keen to support. It's also something that we know our customers directly benefit from. So customers in urban areas who are receiving more and more of our goods in zero emission vehicles, we know it's a great benefit to them. We also know that's something that they're increasingly interested in, and they're going to want to work with brands and shop with brands who are taking this issue seriously down the line. Next slide, please. A couple of other areas where we're trying to address this issue ourselves in our own way. One of them is about consolidating deliveries and returns, and the other is just about reducing returns to begin with. So when I say about consolidating deliveries and returns, this is about ensuring that only one delivery is made wherever possible. So believe it or not, there's many ASOS customers out there who will place 2 or 3 orders in one day, sometimes in quite quick succession. And previously, this was triggering perhaps 2 or 3 different orders, maybe going in different vehicles to that customer. So we're now able to recognize this and make sure that when this happens, we can consolidate these into one order, into one parcel and one vehicle. So doing our bit to try to remove the number of trips going to our customers, and hopefully removing the amount of vehicles going into urban areas. And we're also doing this for our returns as well. So making sure our customers can consolidate their returns into one parcel, that they can ship it back to us in one go and in one trip. Another key area for us that we're looking at is reducing returns just generally. Our business model does allow returns like many retailers, but we're really working hard to make sure that our customers get what they want the first time, because not only is it just a better customer experience, but it also leads to some great environmental benefits as well. So one way we're doing this is through new technology such as our Fit Assistant, so helping customers understand their sizing better, understand how that sizing data then applies to ASOS products so they can get the right size the first time. And another thing that we've turned on recently is product reviews, so customers can read more about a product they wanted to buy, make a more informed decision based on its sizing, feedback on how it looks and feels. So customers, again, were hopeful of having what they want first time round, therefore reducing the amount of trips going back to our fulfillment centres and return centres. So these are things that not only hopefully create a better customer experience, but also create an added environmental benefit, particularly around the issues of carbon emissions, but also urban air quality. Next slide, please. I think in terms of next steps, there's more for us to do in this space, and we're currently in the process of setting our new long-term targets on our deliveries, on our returns, and everything to do with our operational sustainability. And we're looking to link these new targets to the science as closely as possible. And I'm sure air quality as an issue will become more and more important for us to think about, as well as continue to decarbonize our business. Another really key next step for us is simply working with more partners such as DPD and others around the world who are taking this seriously. And so making sure that we are partnering with those who can deliver to our customers in ways that is less harmful to the environment, that is less harmful for issues like urban pollution, and making sure that we are looking at these partners as much as possible and work with them where possible as well. Thank you very much. I think that's all from me, and happy to take some questions.
Yeah, loads of questions coming in. Of course, Tom, this is a huge subject for so many people watching and listening today. One key one, perhaps, is this one. Has carbon been reduced at production level? What do you want to say about that? Sure. Yeah. So we are members of the SCAP scheme in the UK, where we report against our product emissions every single year, and they've been coming down steadily since we've joined. And when I talk about our new targets that we're going to be setting, these will be business-wide targets where we're looking at not only the operational impact that we have as a business, but also the impact of our products that we produce ourselves, for the products that we sell from third-party brands too. And we know customers are more attuned to this. We know customers are now, for our generation of audience at least, asking a lot more questions about it. So we want to be there making sure we have the answers to those questions. And certainly the product emissions from our business will be incorporated into our future strategy. Well, actually, that's a really interesting point, because it's something that Shane brings up on his question. Thank you, Shane. Tom, he asks, do you have any insights about how conscious or concerned your shoppers are about emissions and pollution associated with their online orders? So it's not going to be necessarily front of people's minds, but how much does it influence who they buy with, how much they buy, how often they buy? I think that's a really great question, and something that we're learning more every single day. I think in the last 12 months, we've certainly been more proactive with talking to our customers about these issues. So telling them about our mission programs, telling them about how we're working with partners like DPD to move to electric vehicles. And the response has been overwhelmingly positive. So I think it's on us and other brands to make sure that we are actively communicating about these issues to customers, to let them know what we're doing, and then having some feedback as well. And making sure we are listening to their concerns, and hopefully we have the answers for them. And if we don't, we'll work on plans so we have the answers for them in the future. Because that's always going to be a challenge with a high volume business like yourself. Nikos asks this. Hi, Tom. How important would you say it is that customers order products all at once rather than one at a time at different times, when considering your deliveries and your returns policy of ensuring one delivery wherever possible? Sure. I suppose, how do you encourage more responsible purchasing behavior from your customers without putting them off buying from you, which is obviously fundamental to your business model?
Sure, and and convenience is highly important for us, and so we want to make sure customers can buy whenever they want, and we can make sure that we're doing that responsibly. I think doing things like our consolidated deliveries does that for the customer. So if you are buying 2 or 3 things in one day, we'll do that for you. And I'm sure there's ways in the future where we can get smarter at doing that on the customer's behalf as well. And I think we are moving towards a trend of customers buying more consciously, understanding what they're purchasing, and so therefore limiting returns. And something that we're very keen to help with as well, by making sure we can give them the right information when they need it at checkout. They get what they want first time.